Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do the best of 2018 Dollar Tree DIYs farmhouse style. And in January we redid this beautiful heart sign to make a beautiful farmhouse personalized welcome sign for my best friend's daughter Eden's newly married life. And all of the links to all of the videos will be in the description box down below in this entire farmhouse year of special. But if you remember, we peeled the paper off of the Dollar Tree heart and we used a whitewash technique to create some aged wood, and then we whitewashed over that to give it a really rustic farmhouse look. And we did this with just white acrylic craft paint and the black tempera craft poster paint from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to use this Sharpie to write on it, and we're going to put some of the burlap ribbon on it. And you know, guys, I always tell you, make it personal, make it your own, do your little jazz on it, and share it with me. I'd love to see. And you can do this with this paint technique with any wood sign. I just thought since they were newly married, this would be really nice for them to put in their new apartment. Okay, so I whitewashed over the weathered wood grain look just to give it more of an aged effect. And then we glued all of the pieces using the same spacer onto a piece of burlap ribbon. And then we were going to add a little bow. We doubled it up so it looked like two ribbon tails, and just to give it a little bit more strength. And then we went ahead and we personalized it with their name and the year that they were married. Okay, we'll add the bow at the end. And this is just one of the triple loop bows that you guys have seen me on my channel. Since the very, very beginning, I've had bow tutorials. So check that out as well in the DIY playlist. And now just personalize it to make your own. I wrote welcome the Tavarises and established in 2017 when they got married. Okay. In February, we did a really easy DIY where we just added Dollar Tree soap pumps to mason jars. We used simple tools like hammer and any kind of screwdriver to poke holes, or you could do this with your drill. I showed you guys both methods, and because they're the wide mouth jars, we want to make sure that we put the pump off-centered as appropriate, okay? I got these pumps at the Dollar Tree and the mason jars we had, but they do sell mason jars at the Dollar Tree as well. So I just want to show you how you want to be able to put your pump off center if you're going to use the wide mouth jars. Because if we had put it in the center, you would, the soap dispenser might fall, might pump right onto the lid. Okay, so we just poked a hole with the screwdriver, and we used a needle nose plier to make it wide enough to fit the hole and to bend the sharp pieces up. And you want the sharp pieces trapped under the lid. So then you want to go ahead and put a ton of glue. This is the Gorilla Hot Glue Sticks, but you could use E6000 if you want to. And we glued the pump onto the lid, which is fine because when you want to refill this, you just take the whole lid and pump assembly off as you unscrew the jar, and you can fill it up to your desired amounts. And then the bottom, you're going to angle your straw to cut it to the appropriate size, and then attach your lids back on. Okay, and I just think these are super cute for any farmhouse style. All right. And then in March, we made a spring wreath using a hula hoop and some brown burlap. This is the 20 and 1/2 inch wreath. We picked a variety of spring flowers and spring leaves and anything your little heart desires. And we used this natural wire-edged burlap ribbon to cover the whole wreath. And now you could peel this off and just use the dark wreath, but since most of it's going to be exposed, I wanted it to be burlapped. This is just inspiration from Pinterest. These great spring wreaths, thin hoop wreaths were kind of popular last spring, and I think for a while they will be very modern farmhouse. And I just showed you a way how to use the leaves that often don't get used for our floral arrangements. A lot of times they get discarded, so you're going to use that as like background filler and layer them onto itself. Just make sure you go symmetrical. Whatever you're going to do on the right side, you make sure you do on the left, okay? and you just want to cover to make a nice base, and then put your flowers down and glue your flowers. The spring wreath look is to basically have a large flower in the middle and work your way to the smaller flowers out towards the edges, and then put a hanger on it if you want, but you don't have to, or a bow if you don't want to, either way. And that is the spring wreath that we did in March. And now for April, we're going to make this cute little picture holder. We're going to use a piece of box art as well as some craft paper and some burlap. And we're going to go ahead and cover the box frame with the paper, then the burlap. And we're going to take some jute and these mini clothespins, and we're going to make the actual picture hanger. Okay, so you just want to wrap this like a present in the paper, and the reason we're doing that is because the burlap is a very loose weave and we don't want to see any of the picture come through. Once you've wrapped it all in paper, then you go ahead and you can wrap it all in the burlap. This is the burlap sheets that they have at the Dollar Tree, and you want to just make sure you use your hot glue and glue down all the edges. Okay, and be careful because you don't want to burn yourself. And then when you're done with all that, you just want to take some jute and string some clothespins on. And I have wrapped this around 3 times and tied it into a knot. But you decide how many pictures you want to hang from it. If you have a picture in mind that you just want to hang one single picture, it would be cute with just one clothespin. Wrap the jute at the top. Otherwise, I like to thread the jute onto into the middle of the actual metal clips for the clothespins, and then we just wrapped it all around, tied it in the back, and then you can adjust where you want your strings to land and hang it up as you see fit, or stand it up because it will work both ways. See, I just tied it in the knot there. Doesn't even have any more glue on it. Okay, this way it is entirely adjustable, and hang pictures as you see fit. Okay, now the next one is going to be this great little farmhouse sign we made with these cute little signs from the Dollar Tree that are galvanized on the back. And we used a variety of things we could use, was the craft paper that looks like wood grain, some craft paper or some wood grain contact paper, an old picture frame, or you can get a picture frame from the Dollar Tree, and some jute or anything you want to embellish with, like ribbon or fabric or any of those things. You're going to need your scissor and your glue gun, like I said, as well as any embellishments. All right. And then, of course, we're going to use magnets because it's going to be a magnet board and a dry erase board. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do with this, it's real simple, is we're just going to actually create a background. I've decided to go with this paper pad from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to use glue sticks. I'm going to try to match up the pattern of the paper pad. This paper pad had red stained wood, whitewashed wood, and some regular aged birch wood. But I'm going to go with the whitewashed wood for this particular project. And I've just gone and had it covered the entire back of the picture frame. The cardboard insert, basically. Tried to line it up the best I could so there would be less seams. And now I've placed the galvanized piece of art. I just placed it backwards. I didn't remove the picture or anything. It's just hanging back there. And I'm just trying out different backgrounds. One of them was just to lay the burlap there. One of them was to ruffle the burlap. If you guys check out the video, you'll see more details. But what I decided to do was to just add the burlap to the top after I'm done by writing on it. And now I've poked the hole through the back where the sign is going to hang. So the picture frame actually free floats. The hanger is going through the metal flashing, then through the picture frame, and that's what's going to hold the whole thing up. And we created a little piece of burlap that says notes on top, and that's what we're using to add just a little burlap to there. Okay, and here's how it looks like with a little dry erase marker on it, because it can work both ways, dry erase or as a magnet. Okay, I just love this one. That's a lot of fun. Okay, and for June, we're going to make an American flag rustic rag wreath. We're going to do this, even though that this is a Dollar Tree DIY video. I'm just using all upcycled materials for this one. We have some old scraps of jeans that we turned into shorts. We have some red fabrics of your choice. The red gingham is from the Dollar Tree. It's super cheap. They also have, not the Dollar Tree, the red gingham is from Walmart. Super cheap. They also have red gingham from the Dollar Tree. Ribbon is what I was trying to say. And then some white burlap or lace or whatever you have laying around. And you want to bend your wire hanger. This is a wire hanger from just a dry cleaner. Just a really weak wire hanger. I believe it's like a 20 gauge is what I would think it is, I think. And I'm going to bend it into a wreath, and then we're just going to rip all of our fabric into strips. I like to have the variety of different color jeans, looks cute, as well as the variety of different color red fabrics, excuse me, as well as different white ones. And then we're just going to tie them around the wreath. It's so simple, just like that. And you just want to fluff it out. We decided to bend the hanger down to create the hanger that we're going to hang it from, and just tied some ribbon around it to make it disappeared. Shook off whatever extra we had, tied some burlap Dollar Tree ribbon as a hanger as just an option, and there's that one. And I think it's so cute and farmhousey and Americana, all the things that we love around the 4th of July Flag Day sort of times. Okay. And for the next one in July, we're going to go ahead and create this lemon tree. This was probably one of our longest tutorials of the year, but I absolutely love it. It's still in my guest room. I get lots of compliments on it. This is with a Dollar Tree flower pot, some foam, a broomstick, a couple of plastic serving bowls, Spanish moss, duct tape, reindeer moss, duct tape, lemons that were gifted to me because I couldn't find the lemons from the Dollar Tree. We're all sold out. Leaves from the Dollar Tree, and lots and lots of glue. Okay? So the lemons that were gifted to us were foam, and we cut them in half to add them to the tree, also to hang them from the tree, so they looked both. And now this particular DIY was 2 separate videos, so I wanted to give you guys full details on how to make it. And especially the tree trunk. You guys loved the tree trunk. It's just an old stage technique that we used when, in high school for the plays, and just to create that bark out of craft paper and glue and water. The Spanish moss was an option that they have at the Dollar Tree, but I was gifted some great green raffia that I actually liked a little better. Of course, you need your glue gun and all the things that go with it. And we took those great those lemons that were gifted to us. We cut some in half, and we hung some from the leaves. This bark technique was craft paper crumbled up, soaked in glue and water, and like a paper mache, put on the trunk in a very haphazard manner. I kind of described it as earthworms or caterpillars. And then you cover them again with, you can use the beige tissue paper. They have also some beige napkins that they have at the Dollar Tree, all those things that you could use just to create more of a dimensional, realistic looking bark for this tree. And again, you don't want to be very neat about it because nature isn't very neat, especially when things grow out with bad weather and different things in different dimensions. Okay. I also added, if I added the lumps on one side, lumps on the opposite side, so that the branch didn't look like just it was decorated broomstick. We wanted to make it look like it was bumping out in different directions, okay? And it was trimmed down like a bonsai. All right, and after I did all that, I coated it with the tissue paper and added the dirt and raffia at the bottom. Then I took some of the Dollar Tree greenery. I believe this was a vine, green vine that was bought from the floral section, and I cut pieces off and made them hang off. And this was just an option. There's lots of different ways to do it. You could cover the whole thing with leaves instead of the moss, or as well as the moss. But I try to keep things in a little bit of a budget. And I was inspired by both different kinds of lemon trees that I saw in the examples. And here it is. I just really love it. It's my favorite DIY for the year, actually. Yeah, it is. And then for August, we made a sunflower wreath. I know it didn't post till September, but we made it in August. But with me watching the baby, I just didn't get a chance to post it. We went ahead and got the mesh from the Dollar Tree. Used all the different kinds of meshes. We cut the pieces into squares. We folded the squares on the diamond, on the diagonal sort of, and we pinned them all to this small wreath. We took the brown mesh and we wrapped it around a piece of garbage cardboard so that it would be covered, filled in the center hole, and then went ahead and twist tied everything to the back, as you see here. And it was just super fun to do this, guys. I love this sunflower. Came out super, super cute, and it really is appropriate all year. Okay, it doesn't have to be just for the summertime, or the fall for that matter. Okay, and then in September we made this great farmhouse wreath with this pumpkin sign with the red truck that we got inspired by this Southern Girl Can, Amber over at Southern Girl Can, and she taught us how to make a mesh wreath this way by getting mesh from the Dollar Tree, and a sign and some pipe cleaners and some ribbon, all the things that we use to make this rolled mesh wreath. Okay, and we're going to embellish these cute little pumpkins just to enhance that autumn feel. All right, we're going to do it all on a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree as well. Okay, and we're going to use the hot glue, and the only thing we're going to use the hot glue for is to glue the sign to the pipe cleaners so we can add them to the middle of the wreath. But with this great technique, you're just going to cut all of your mesh into 4 to 6 inch rolls, and you're going to roll them up. You can put 3 rolls between your fingers, a piece of white ribbon layered underneath a piece of thin ribbon, and then you're going to take your piece of pipe cleaner or chenille stem, fold it in half, pinch around the middle where your fingers are. I like to pull the bundle in half to make sure I have that wire right in the middle, and then I twist it super tight as I pull, and it makes this bundle. And then you just twist tie all your bundles around your wreath. I mean, it's really, I can't believe how easy it was until I watched her teach a tutorial. I think the hardest part's probably coming up with the design. Once you've created your entire wreath, then you want to get some long pipe cleaners, glue them to the back of your sign. We're just taking the middle of that sign. We're not going to use the outside glittery pumpkin. Save that for another project. And we're going to twist tie that into the center of our wreath. Like I mentioned in the original video, Amber likes to put her signs on the outside. I liked to bury my sign in all of the mesh. I really liked it. I embellished it by gluing all these little pumpkins between little bundles, and that's it. Put on a hanger and hang it up, and there you go. And just tie it and adjust it as you see fit. Hang the sign how you like to hang the sign. All right, and I pushed all that mesh forward and twisted up all of those pipe cleaners so they're nice and tight. And that's it for this wreath. I love it. I really want to make one for like each season with these particular methods. I really do enjoy it. It just came out super cute. I loved adding the little pops of red to pick up the red from the truck as well. All right, and of course the green and the candy corn colored mesh was cute too. All right, and for October we made this 2 double-sided farmhouse pumpkin. We made these pumpkins, and then we made this pumpkin display, or topiary, excuse me. So we made pumpkins with buffalo check on them, and then we made farmhouse looking DIY pumpkins that looked aged with different stems. And then we went ahead and made little signs for them or painted them to make them for the 2 different holidays. And then we went ahead and painted the plunger entirely black. Don't forget to wash your plunger before you paint it with alcohol. That helps the paint cure a little bit better. And then we took the just an extra plunger handle to create the angle that we wanted to put the hole through all the pumpkins, because we wanted it to be sort of like a topsy-turvy situation. And that's it. And we made it trick or treat on one side using a piece of cardstock and a piece of toilet paper to roll. And then we made it happy fall on the other side. And I love it. So the next in November, we made a hoop wreath with the burlap leaves from the Dollar Tree. Optionally, we covered the hoop wreath in brown mesh. Then we glued all of the leaves around. We made a hanger out of this piece of wire-edged burlap with a bow, and we just hung it. And it was like the super easiest, cutest farmhouse DIY. I feel like I give that the easiest one. And then finally, for Christmas, we made the ornament holder out of the twigs and the nautical rope. This was, again, such an easy project. Super, super cute and super, super original. Even if you made 5 of them, they would all come out looking different, because nature and the way twigs are all customized different. God customizes all of his trees. All right, we're just going to use nautical rope, jute, and twigs. And we've created the hanger by folding it in half, wrapping the jute around the top to create a beginning. We're going to open up the twist in the rope just to insert the twigs. And we're going to do this as many times as we want for as long as we want it to be. Again, customizable. We love to do customizable art here. Okay. You want to make your sticks at least the ornament size apart. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't put too many twigs close to each other so you have room to hang all your ornaments. All right, and then you're just going to repeat the whole way down once you get it in there. And after you put all of your twigs on, you can go back and you can create hitches. Just tie some jute around all of the seams where the ropes meet the twigs. And then you can go ahead and glue little pieces of, adjust how you want it exactly. And then you can go ahead and glue the little pieces of twigs on the back to help it sit away from the wall, which is super easy. You just have to have a little patience for the glue to dry. All right, and then once you do all that, you can just hang it on your wall and hang all of your ornaments on it. And that's it for December, and that's it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed what I picked for the best of 2018. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share with friends and family, anybody you know who might be interested in checking out all we did in 2018. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to check out these DIYs in the description box down below. As always, take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!